Hello, I'm Dr. Aaron Russell, a postdoctoral fellow for the South Central Climate Adaptation Science Center and researcher at Oklahoma State University. In this video, I will discuss the relationship between climate change and wildfires. Fire is important for maintaining healthy ecosystems in some parts of the world, like the U.S. Great Plains, and they often occur naturally, such as when lightning ignites them. In fact, fire-adapted ecosystems rely on fire to release seeds from some plants, add organic material into the soil, and maintain plant and animal diversity. When fire occurrence is regular and not too intense, natural spaces can benefit. However, not all fires benefit an ecosystem. Wildfire is the term natural resource managers use to describe unplanned and unpredictable fires that burn out of control in areas like forests and grasslands, as well as at the boundaries of human-populated areas. Wildfire events can be extremely costly in terms of environmental and economic damages, and sometimes result in deaths or injuries to humans, companion animals, and livestock. There has been a widespread increase in the occurrence of large, dangerous fires in the last few decades. Notably, recent wildfires in Western Europe, Australia, and the American West have caused immense devastation, while large-scale wildfires in California and New Mexico have been associated with billions of dollars in damages. Climate change has made individual wildfires more dangerous, while also complicating efforts to predict and mitigate future fire events. One major impact of climate change on wildfires is through aridification, or drying of the land and its vegetation, making the area more susceptible to burning. Climate change also is expected to increase the intensity and frequency of extreme events like droughts and heat waves. This means areas susceptible to wildfire are likely to spread into places where they have not been a concern in the past, while areas with historical wildfire occurrence may experience more intense, larger, longer, and more frequent wildfires than before. Even though climate change occurs at long timescales, its effects on wildfire probability are related to changes in the weather. Factors like low humidity, high temperatures, and high wind speeds increase the chance of large-scale wildfires if a fire is ignited. The times of the year when these factors are most likely to combine and increase wildfire risks are also expanding. Future fires are expected to occur both earlier and later in the year than historical data suggest. But climate change isn't the only factor that increases wildfire risk. Wildfires are often the result of accidents, such as abandoned campfires, escaped prescribed burns, or damage to power lines. Changing management practices also have influenced wildfire activity. Land managers in wildfire-prone regions today struggle with too much burnable material or fuel for fires. Before Europeans colonized North America, indigenous peoples burned lands frequently to manage fuel load. They mimicked nature by making fire burn often, but at low intensities to create fire-adapted landscapes. These traditional fire-managed landscapes were disrupted by European colonization, which replaced indigenous practices with a management style of fire avoidance. Throughout the 20th century, fire suppression became the norm in the interest of protecting valuable timber resources and wooden infrastructure. Only in the late 20th century did natural resource managers realize that fire suppression practices were exacerbating wildfire risk by the dangerous excess of fuel materials. These fire practices have been particularly devastating in western forests, where deadfall and overgrowth of forest understories have supplied extremely compact forest fire fuels. Excess fuels also have been a problem on the plains and rangelands. With higher fuel loads, longer fire weather seasons, and more heat waves and droughts, wildfires are now more likely to occur in more places, grow larger, and burn more intensely than in the past. In addition, expanding suburbs and increasing populations have increased the risk of wildfire to people living in these landscapes. Evacuations in the case of an emergency will become more common and more complicated. So what can we do about this issue? In the short term, we can expect the complications of climate change to continue to increase wildfire risk. While efforts to mitigate the societal causes of climate change are a growing strategy, they aren't expected to reduce wildfire risk quickly. Land managers and policymakers will have to make decisions regarding how firefighting and fire prevention resources are distributed. For example, expansion of prescribed fire activities as well as other treatments of the fuels of wildfire can significantly mitigate risks. Additionally, Better community planning and emergency preparedness in the case of fires can reduce the costs of wildfire in both dollars and lives. For now, though, the direct influence of climate change will be the main guide for wildfire frequency, intensity, and timing. To prevent further disasters, natural resource managers must take both historical practices and future climate projections into account when discussing how to mitigate wildfires.